Hello and welcome to August SMF Soap Challenge. I'm Saponista and I'll be demonstrating the technique for this month, which is inverted stamping. The idea is to use a wire tool pressed into the surface of your soap at a fairly thick trace to leave behind a raised design. So first I'm going to demonstrate how to make your wire tool. I've chosen to use 18 gauge florist wire because I found that it's fairly flexible, but it's also sturdy enough to hold its shape when pressed into the surface of the soap. I tried using thicker wire like hanger wire, but I found that I didn't have the flexibility that I wanted and I couldn't bend it into the intricate shapes that I wanted to make. So I found the 18 gauge wire to be much better. You also need some tools to bend your wire with. I've got a pair of jewellery pliers that have rounded pointed ends, which are really useful for making little tiny curves. And I also have a pair of flat-ended pliers, which are useful for making angles and points. I'm going to demonstrate now how to make a fairly simple shape. We're going to do a heart. So you start in the middle of the wire and bend it round in a curve. Then where the top of the heart has a point in it, you bend it back on itself. And then I'm going to use the flat-ended pliers just to pinch that curve a bit closer together. Then you want to make the other part of the curve and try and make it symmetrical so the sides match, like so. Then at the bottom of the heart, where the two parts cross over, you join the wire together and twist it round, and then bend it upwards to create your heart. I also like to round off the ends to create a little handle, and it makes sure there's no sharp points anywhere that might injure someone. So there we go, here's our heart shape, and I'm now going to demonstrate how you use that shape pressed into the surface of your soap to create your design. For the challenge, I've chosen to allow you to use anything at all to press into the surface of the soap to create the raised design. It doesn't have to be wire, just literally anything that you can find or anything that you can think of, because I want to encourage creativity and hopefully we'll come up with some really interesting soaps from this. When creating your wire tool, you want to create a design that is formed from a single line, and in quilting you do the same thing. So if you look on the internet and search for quilter pantograph designs, then you may find some really interesting inspiration that will help you out with making a tool. Now I'm going to demonstrate how you actually go about making your soap. It's best to choose a recipe that you're comfortable working with already, and preferably one that traces fairly quickly, so I wouldn't use one of your slow trace recipes that you would use for intricate swirls, otherwise you'll just be waiting around forever, waiting for the soap to trace enough to be able to create the design. So I've chosen an avocado shampoo bar recipe, which is sort of a medium tracing recipe. And so I've got my oils measured out and cooled down and my lye, and I'm just about to combine them now. So I'll start by stick blending a little. And I'm basically going to keep going until I've reached about a medium trace. So I would keep stick blending until your soap traces enough to leave a bit of an imprint behind on the surface of your soap. I hope you can see that, I hope it's in frame. And then it's still fluid enough to pour into the mould and leave a nice flat surface for you to work on, but it's not going to take too long to reach the consistency that you need to create your design. So I'm going to fill the mould right up to the surface. and give it a chance to just settle. So when you think the soap batter's ready, you take your metal wire, you gently press it into the surface of the soap, and if it comes away leaving a raised imprint, then you know that your soap is ready. If not, then you just take your spatula and gently smooth out the surface. So I think it's about ready now, so I'm going to take my tool, my stamping tool, and gently press it into the surface of the soap, and when it comes away it should leave a raised imprint on the surface of the soap, like so. Hope you can see that on the camera. I'm now going to try my spiral on the other side. So you gently press it in and pull it back out again. Gently press it in, pull it back out again, leaving the raised design behind on the surface. So that completes my demonstration of inverted stamping. Hopefully you'll be able to come up with some interesting novel designs yourself, and I hope this tutorial has been useful.